What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Parker with Head to Head. It is Thursday, and hopefully, if the storm cooperates with us, we will be live 5 minutes after the top of the hour with our show. So, what am I doing here? Well, sometimes I like to come on a little early and let everybody know that we are coming up at the top of the hour, and to let you go ahead and hopefully get ready. Um, Today, we're going to talk about the attack in Iran, what led up to that, uh, what the repercussions of that are and have been. We're also going to talk about um, LaMonica McIver, the congresswoman from New Jersey that was indicted for assault on ICE officer. Her entering her plea yesterday, and just the overall aggressiveness of the Trump administration towards any dissent, really. And that will also tie into the fact that court ruled for the time being that Trump can still have control over the National Guard. We'll also talk about Zohran Mamdani, uh, who actually beat out Andrew Cuomo in the Democratic primary for mayor of New York City. So stay tuned for that. Again, join us at 5 minutes after the top of the hour. You'll see a countdown in just a few minutes, letting you know to get ready. And we hope to see you there. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let other people know what you're watching. And again, hopefully, if the weather holds up, we're getting some really crazy showers out here. And I'm a little bit worried about the internet, but fingers crossed, hopefully, we'll go unscathed. Um, but we definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you know, let your friends know the show's live. We do it with you guys live. We do the show with you. And we can't wait to see you guys tune in. Have questions if you want. We always appreciate those things as well. We are almost coming to the end of our fifth season. I had to go back and count it because I thought we had only done four, but we've actually completed 5 seasons of Head to Head with Brian Parker. Starting in August, we will be starting on season 6, which is amazing, I think. As well, we will on August the 11th, new time, not new time, new day. We'll be starting season 6 of Head to Head Sports with Brian Parker and my co-host Randall Hargrove, where we break down the ongoings of the National Football League, starting with the preseason, leading up to opening day. But the show normally came in on Wednesdays. This year, we're gonna try Mondays from 7 to 8:15, leading right up to Monday Night Football. Now that the first couple of shows won't be doing that, but Monday Night Football, once the regular season starts, will definitely be starting up. So we definitely want you guys to be able to tune in for that. Hopefully, the show will lead into that whole football enthusiasm that you'll see. So definitely can't wait for that. And like I said, it's only a couple of weeks away. NFL combines, NFL OTAs, NFL mini camps are all over. They're out now for summer break, as it was, and should be back in a few weeks to start mini camps. And then after that, then you got the Hall of Fame game, and then you got a couple of preseason games, and then leads right into the regular season. So hope springs eternal. Everybody's hopeful that their teams will be uh, ready to go, and can't wait to see what happens with that. So we're about to go ahead and get into our countdown time. Producer, let me know that you're ready to get started. Give me a quick thumbs up. All right, yeah, well, she's on it. Okay. Well, as soon as it turns over to 7 o'clock, we will do that. We appreciate you for tuning in. We'll see you 5 minutes after the top of the hour when we do go live again. Please make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Let everybody know that you're watching. Even if you're watching on the uh, replay, do that as well. And we will see you right after this.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. It's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he, and we are back for another week of talk, and we are happy to have you guys join us. We are tuning in live from Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, LinkedIn, Facebook Live, Instagram, as well as YouTube. Help us on our journey for 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel by simply going to Empower TV on YouTube. Like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to the feed. Whether you're joining us on the live or you are catching us on the replay, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. And even if you are on the replay, do still like, share, and subscribe, as it does help with the algorithms as far as getting our show out there to the universe. And another way to do that is that we are now available on Spotify. So if you go to Spotify, put in Head to Head with Brian Parker, this pretty face will pop up, and you'll be locked in to start to see our last couple of shows that we have added to Spotify. And going forward, we will continue to add the show after the broadcast to Spotify. As I was saying in the pre-show, this is season 5 of Head to Head with Brian Parker. We normally end the seasons in August. We started in August of 2020, and we will start season 6 in August of 2025. And we will also be starting season 6 of Head Sports August the 11th, which is a Monday. Season 6, it'll be a show that me and my co-host Randall Hargrove have done the last 5 seasons, covering the National Football League. So we are geared and ready to do that. It's coming very, very soon. So ladies, your husbands are going to be missing in a little bit. First, it'll be the NFL, then it'll be college football. So football will be showing up on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So tip, queso, nachos, wings, Corona.
Got it.
if
All taken care of.
if all you got in your refrigerator is baking soda and hot sauce, make sure that you add those other things to it, and you'll be okay. Okay, Lori?
I don't have all of those items in my
Well,
refrigerator.
I don't need kale in there. I don't need any
No, we're not give you no kale.
I
We're not giving you
don't
any kale.
need the green stuff. I don't need no carrots. I don't need none of that stuff in the refrigerator. I just need nachos, queso, wings, and Corona. As long as that's in there, we good. We real good.
Said, I got it. I got it all ready and waiting and set, ready to go.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting between college football and that. And then if you guys are a baseball fan too, that'll start being around the time when the games really start to have an implication on playoffs, who's going to win the pennant and stuff like that. So, hey, maybe we'll see you in the morning when we're about to go to work and we're, brushing our teeth and stuff, and you can, maybe have a conversation then. But other than that, it ain't happening.
Actually, Brian, I don't really have conversations with you during this time. I just poke my head in and say, "Are you hungry? Are you thirsty?" You bark a yay, no, or wave your hand.
See,
That's all you do.
I got to train y'all.
I already know it.
See how that is? I got to
Yep.
train. That's she knows what to do for football season.
Listen,
And
I've been doing it. I've been doing it for 8 years. I got it.
but some of you ladies out there, I tell y'all every season, if you really want to just blow your man away, watch our show when you're sitting down next to him, when the game's playing, even if it's really not, just look at him and say, "Hey, is that too high safety they playing, or is that cover two?" See what your man does, because he may
And did
not even
they do a
either. He
point
may,
or if they did a point conversion? How about that? Ha!
oh, that's it. That's a little bit easier, but mess with him and say, "Hey, babe, is that a too high safety, or is that cover two? Who's coming off with the blitz? Is it the safety, or is it the or is it right?" What happened to Ray?
Hey, okay, so I do view it as part of my job to contradict you sometimes, but I'm telling you, ladies, don't listen. Look don't listen to this man. If you come over and talk about different nickel and dime packages and stuff, he gonna hit you in
Yeah.
the mouth because you've been messing with another man. That's not. He's not gonna believe that you've been watching head to head. He gonna believe you've been going head to head.
Uh,
So
that's a
do what
good
you
point.
want. Do what you want.
That's a good point. Yeah, because he's gonna look at you like, how you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's a dangerous game. It's the risk
You ain't,
reward to that.
you ain't supposed to even know the difference between a quarterback and a receiver and a tight end.
Yeah, the risk reward for that is it's kind of dangerous.
Oh, he's got a good point. So I guess as a segue, let me welcome the panel in. We've got Lori Parker, as y'all have heard, is well versed in what to have ready for the football season, and we also have with us this week um, Mike Tyson's father. I'm sorry. We have we have Jermaine Parker, the franchise. What's going on, franchise?
Trying to keep my toddler from biting other children in daycare. That's
Debo!
yeah. So his mama was concerned because I have a how old is Jabari? You know, when you get old, you stop doing months like young parents and stuff. You just like he either one or two, and
Well, he's 4 months away from 2, so he's 20 months.
thank you for the math. So
Mhm.
anyway, good uncle, bad
Yeah,
father,
good Uncle Brian.
good uncle Brian.
I
He's a
just find
date.
simple ways to count. That's all.
Hey, but I was telling Brian the other day that the people at the daycare let me know that he was snatching toys and hitting people and biting folks and going on and stuff. And so yeah, trying to. His mother was concerned because they were like, well, maybe we just need to move him up to like some older kids, um, like 2-year-olds,
Mhm.
you know. And she's like, well, if somebody touches him, it's like he's already touching other people. He is not the victim. He's he's the villain.
Right.
Your concern is misplaced.
Yeah. Hey, he's the one that say when you see me in the woods fighting a bear, help
Help
the
the bear. Yeah.
He's
But I
like,
don't
I'm good.
understand. I don't understand where he's gotten all this the aggression. He's such a sweet baby.
Um,
Mm-mm-mm. Well, Lord.
I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say.
I just don't understand. Just a sweet
Or
baby.
you're conflicting the man because you making him he want to defend the boy, but he can't. He can't do it. You
So
can you,
no, two things can be true at the same time.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And both
Anthony,
of them.
Anthony. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. Anthony said, "You watching the game and your woman says, here comes the tush push.'
Mm-mm,
Yeah, yeah,
mm-mm.
yeah. Y'all should know what that is either.
You
So I
know,
guess Jermaine's point is somewhat valid. Don't know too much because then it may be a tale that you've been hanging
con-
around.
context, context. Don't just lead all blind by just giving that stuff out. Say, hey, I've been watching this really, really good show. It
Mm,
comes on every Wednesday, and from what I now hear, it might come on a little bit before Monday nights.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Monday
and
night.
it might be something that you might want to watch too. But I've actually learned some things, and here's some of the things I might have learned. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's good context. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
everything in context, and also Anthony for the tush push. Women, there's all week when there's no football. Don't nobody mess with you. They're trying to disturb your peace. They're trying to disturb your peace. Don't fall for
Yeah, I mean, I get the tush push every night I lay down in bed because I'm trying to be comfortable, and this thing craving warmth and heat is always trying to tush push me.
it. If you need heat, you need to go to my mama's house. It's hot over there.
Anthony said, "Brian, watch out. Lori might be doing mock drafts just for fun." No, no. Hey, Anthony, what's gonna be crazy is now when she doing mock drafts, she playing fantasy football and she winning her league. And I'm sitting here struggling, and that's the funny thing. I've seen people where they have all the football knowledge, will suck in the fantasy league just because a lot of it is just chance, right? And then you find somebody else that basically picks games because who has the best uniforms that week, and they end up just killing their league and stuff. And I'm just like, you're putting no analytics into any of this that you're doing, and you're doing great, and then somebody else is.
Well, I mean, like you say, the fantasy football, like anything else, is gambling.
Mhm.
And like you said, there's a luck of a draw. Are you in a 10-man, 12-man league? Where did you draft? Did your top three picks get injured, and the person that drafted late got the backups to your players, and now
Right,
they're
right.
doing a starter role? There's a lot of things that are way you can have all the knowledge you want to. I mean, but if it was just based on what should happen, then Zion Williams should be the MVP.
Mhm.
Because I mean, if he could be on the court for 72 games, he'd be a monster.
Yeah.
But that's not what's going on.
Oh, he's more like
Well,
Cookie Monster.
well, it just could be
Hey,
that I just have
but
gained
they say
all
he
the
was a freak
knowledge and have
athlete.
a great picks, and then I'm just something to be watched. That's all.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And it's funny.
Zion Williams is a freak athlete.
Yes, he is. He is. Hey, Virgil, how you doing from Manchester, England? Glad to see you tuning in again, buddy. Appreciate
Hey,
you
Brev.
for joining. Um, but yeah, and with the way things are going now, too, whether it's the NFL, whether it's baseball, whether it is World Cup League, or Club World Cup that's going on right now. And it's funny. He said, "Do you follow soccer, Brian?" I don't follow soccer that closely. I would love to really be able to check it out a little bit more. We actually have our own football club here in Charlotte, um, that does play in the MLS. And then of course, our stadium is hosting the the club, Lord have mercy, the Club World Cup. The reason that it's hard to say is because there is a World Cup next year in 2026, which is the big one. There is a Club World Cup this year going on that's a little bit different. It's teams playing, they go through the semifinals, quarterfinals, whatnot, and then they have the big final in New York, New Jersey at the MetLife Stadium. So it's going to be big. It's the week. It's that Sunday after the July 4th weekend. So that's going to be big. Um, Anthony, I think in 2 years the NFL draft is in DC. You coming to DC? Hey, you got a place for me to stay? Because I know how them hotel rates are in the DMV, bro. Yeah, you know what? Anthony, I would love to go to an NFL draft. Just see how many people are really going to boo Goodell. It's a weird thing. Everybody boos the commissioner on draft night. They hate the commissioner for some reason. And then, but when the players get announced, when he announces their names, first thing they do when they go up there on stage, they give him this big old bear hug, like he paying them, which is always weird, kind of to me. Like,
No,
but
I don't think so. I think
I'm like, man, I made it.
that I
Now I
don't
hate.
think I don't know if you know Jeff Teague. He's a former NBA basketball player.
Oh, absolutely.
His 520 podcast is like blowing up, and Teague is hilarious. Shout out to 520.
Okay.
But they actually had the NBA commissioner on their podcast right before Game Seven,
Hmm.
and that was one of the questions they asked him about, draft night and what's that like and stuff like that, and for a lot of those players, that that for in the NBA, the hat and the handshake and the hug probably is a combination of years worth of work and dreams
Hmm.
and financial freedom for their family. I mean, it's just so many. He said, man, I'm just trying to keep it together up there for those guys because it really is emotional, and they have pre-draft stuff, so he's got to know, talk to these players and their families and stuff like that. And I think it's probably the same thing for those NFL guys.
Yeah,
You
sure.
can have your feeling about the management stuff, but this is my welcome to the league. I finally made it. This is not the time, unless it was Trump. I was just, I would sit out. But this is not the time where Goddamn to be high horse and whatever stuff. I made it. This is the night I've been dreaming about.
Yeah, and that's true. You know what, Jermaine? Well, now that you say it that way, it's the players' time. It's really, you know, we always try to talk about focusing on others and things like that, but the draft is really about you. So when you see the commissioner up there, he's it's not the commissioner, he's welcoming you in to something that you have dreamed about your entire life.
Yeah.
And you are filled with a lot of emotion because like you said, you know that you are now about to change your family's trajectory forever.
Or at
Um
least for 3 years.
yeah, yeah. Especially if things go really, really well, that you have the opportunity. Virgil asked about the pronouncing of the franchise. It is franchise. Um, he is the franchise. He's the ones that brings in all of our international viewers, particularly the ones of the female persuasion that
Not,
tune in
I
from.
did. I did bring in Virgil. I wasn't even on.
I said female persuasion. Virgil's, you know, he, he a dude, but he found us. But and then but yeah, Anthony, I would love to come to the draft and not really be able to see people boo and stuff like that. But again, hope springs eternal. Everybody's 0-0. Everybody thinks that this is a great opportunity for their favorite team to be able to build through the draft, see the new players coming up, and all those types of things. You guys had Jaden Daniels light the NFL on fire last year, and now it's going to be season 2 with him to see how he does. And the expectations now that you guys went out and got Debo Samuel, and I'm going to turn it into the NFL show. And hopefully you can re-sign Scary Terry, and you've got some guys in the backfield that can run the ball, and your defense is a year better now with Coach Quinn there. So you've got the pieces. Now you've been projected from a lot of people that maybe you'll take a little bit of a step back because nobody really saw you guys going deep in the playoffs. Um, he's very handsome, like OJ Simpson. All right, yeah, it's probably because he keeps stroking that beard and stuff. But so it'll be interesting to see if Jaden can live up to the hype this year. Sometimes they do have those sophomore slumps, and a lot of times it's just simply because, yes, there was a lot of film coming out of college, but that's different than some of the film that you see in the NFL. And in the first year, there's not a whole lot of tape on you, and now there's 17 games plus playoffs worth of tape on Jaden Daniels, and other teams will start to scheme against that and try to make him uncomfortable and take him out of the things that they noticed that maybe he was a lot more comfortable doing. So you saw that a little bit with CJ Stroud getting sacked a lot, and you just never know. So we'll see how your guys in DC fare. But those are kind of things that me and Randall will actually talk about going from the preseason going into the regular season. Remember, they don't have as many preseason games anymore because they added a regular season game. And you say in 2 years it'll be in DC. I think in 2 years they're going to be right at 18 games. I think they're going to take away another preseason game over the next 2 to 5 years, and it's only going to be 2 preseason games, and then it's going to end up being a whole lot. Because I think what a lot of coaches have actually said, uh, um, Anthony, I think what a lot of the coaches have said is, I got him back. He dropped out for a minute. I think what a lot of coaches have said, Anthony, is they actually get more from the team scrimmages that they have with each other than the actual preseason games. And I think fans have said, hey, I don't want to pay the same amount for a preseason game that I pay for a regular season game, because I'm not getting regular season players. I'm not getting regular season situations. I'm not getting regular season implications, but the parking is the same. The tickets are the same. And that's a bunch of bull crap. Um, and is there any way of televising the um, the scrimmages and stuff like that? It's kind of like in baseball. They have a lot of scrimmages and things like that. They go out to Florida, they go out to Arizona, they do a lot of that, and then they go back to their respective uh, cities and they gear up for the regular season. So I think that's on the horizon too. So enough about football. I know Lori's probably like, "Oh my god."
I was going to ask you if you had any comments, both you and Jermaine, about the NBA draft.
You know what? Funny enough, I was going to ask Big Bro the same
because
question.
because because and especially with the recent addition that the Hornets got, because they were the fourth in the draft.
They
And
traded away one of their guys, I think, to Phoenix to get the 29th pick. So they ended up with 2 first round picks. I don't know enough about Newpol, I think his name is, to be able to tell you anything about the draft. Cooper Flag ended up going number 1.
Wow, what? Wow, what was that about?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He went to Duke. Anyway.
oh, that's what it is.
I,
It's a
I,
Duke
boy,
thing. I got it.
that was some 1990s four type slurs. What the?
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I
I'm sorry.
didn't know we still use those slurs anymore.
We don't,
So
we don't apologize, audience. I'm sorry. It was more of a hatred of Duke. I'm sorry. It came out at the wrong time.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think there was any surprise in the draft. I mean, from the time that Dallas was awarded in the lottery, everybody pretty much knew it was a foregone conclusion that they were going to choose Cooper Flag. He's had a great rise through basketball. I mean, he from his high school days to going to Duke and excelling to Duke and getting them almost to the championship. I'm sorry, they did get in the championship. They lost, right? I know they lost, but it
Who
was
do?
right. Yeah,
Yeah, they got
They
to the
did.
Final Four.
Final Four.
Yeah,
So,
they did. They did. But they lost.
but yeah, so it's I don't know, Lori. We'll wait and see. I need to be more involved in the NBA. I've done so much more with the NFL that I've kind of stepped back from the NBA. I didn't watch one game of the NBA Finals. I barely knew the players that was on the team and anything like that. So, which is probably why I didn't really do good on FanDuel when it came to the NBA.
Mm,
So,
well, just
I
just
thought
wondering about the hometown team. That's all.
I thought not that it was a terrible pick, but I'm not really because how do you say his last name is
Nope.
Knuppel?
It's
I thought it was
Nupple.
Is it
Nope.
Newpol the K silent?
Yeah, it's something. I
Con
something,
I,
I think the K is silent.
yeah, the big thing with that for me is that he's a great spot up shooter. I'm not, and a lot of analysts say that he's probably the best spot up shooter, a Clay Thompson type shooter. So from that aspect, but they could have drafted Ace Bailey, um, but Ace who had bad management before the draft refused to work out for teams because he had
Yeah.
a handful of teams that he wanted to go to. and he ended up getting drafted by Utah, even though he didn't want to get drafted by Utah. Um, and I thought to myself, well, the Hornets could have done the same thing. I mean, this is it's a draft. It's not free agency. You can draft him and make a play, or he can sit out and play in the G League. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like you don't have as much leverage. He wasn't a Manning where they get to choose where they get to land and stuff. But other than that, I mean, I'm sort of like Big Bruh. It's in order to have an interest in the NBA, you got to have an interest in college.
Right.
Um, and if you're not watching college ball, you make really good evaluations about drafts and stuff like that.
And
So,
and I think honestly, what kind of killed it for me, even though I have been a proponent so long for players to receive some type of compensation, their likenesses get used, their jerseys get sold, and things like that, and all. It's kind of funny. It's then when colleges, when you start talking about wanting to pay players, it would be when colleges would then want to start calling them student athletes. They use that term because they're on a scholarship maybe, and they want to emphasize the fact that they're students first, and everything else. But when it comes time to bring in millions of dollars to bring in a coach, when it comes to millions and millions of dollars to bring in facilities, when it comes into millions of dollars of revenue share with TV contracts and TV deals and everything else, revenue, 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 give me my cut, give me my cut. When it comes to, hey, maybe we should give them a nice stipend for the stuff that they do and the revenue they bring to the program and to the university. Well, they're student athletes, and that's always been a fight. Go ahead, Jay.
well, I know these are none of the topics we're going to talk about tonight, but just real quick about college players being in the paid. It's not so much them getting paid from the schools; it's them being able to leverage their popularity and their brand
Hmm.
while they're in school.
Hmm.
So if you are a talented player at Louisiana Tech and there's a local car wash or car dealership or restaurant that wants to pay you because the rule, you got to think about they are student athletes, which means they do a lot more than just regular students.
Right.
They're required to be up early in the morning training, then going to school, then coming back for training and stuff. If you're talking about during the season, how much they're involved in their athletics and stuff, and how that's and so they don't have time, and they have and the NCAA put so many restrictions on how they could make money and stuff like that. A lot of these guys are ended up taking money under the table, but just to live.
Hmm.
And here's a way one of the ways to get rid of corruption is to legitimize the thing that you're talking about. Hence the reason you're able to enjoy alcohol after prohibition.
Same thing.
Um,
Same thing with marijuana.
and so if you want to cut down on some stuff, you got to learn how to bring it to the light, legalize it, and make it right. And
Bring
so
it.
there, if my jersey's being sold at Duke, I got Cooper on the back of it, and it's being sold, why can't I get a part of that? Because I'm the reason the jersey's selling. And
Correct.
so there's an
And
equity. There's an
visibility
equity
to
in
the
that.
university. Yeah. You're advertising the university with my name on it. I'm bringing visibility to the university, but I'm not getting anything.
People were focusing too much on the fact that they were thinking that the schools are going to pay these athletes just to be there. And it's like, oh, well, sure, there should be some kind of stipend for them to be able to live off of because you're basically not letting them work. But if I am a popular athlete, why can't I profit off of my popularity? You
Exactly.
are.
Right. Right. I think, and I'm in favor of it. I just think that certain players are now getting some really bad advice when it comes to um, workouts for teams or trying to control which teams they go for. I remember when Caleb Williams was about to be drafted, he was trying to hold on to a stipulation that whatever team drafted him was also going to have to give him part ownership of the team.
So here's the thing. It's just like, I mean, everybody tries it. And it doesn't, I mean, really. But like, so let's talk about Mr. Sanders and how many rounds he failed because of perceived attitudes and stuff like that, and people talent. I mean, so it's okay. Um, it'll even out, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Well, I think what'll happen is people will just find out. But I did see some posts today where people were a little turned off by the fact that players were trying to pick and choose their teams and stuff by working out for some and not for others, and trying to steer themselves
I
and things like that.
I don't understand. I don't understand why you'd be upset by that. Everybody in America wants to work somewhere, wants to do something. Why can't they have the same kind of preference? A lot of people don't understand, and they do, because every year in January they have these New Year resolutions where they're like, "I'm going to work out and stuff," and they never do because they work out for a week. It's hard, and they quit. These are
Mhm.
professional athletes who have worked hard and reached the top of their professions and stuff. And why is it so bad to say I was a Lakers fan growing up? I want to go play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
That would be my preference. They can't have a preference. I think too much of this, and this is the American KKK thing. I think especially because a lot of them are minorities, the audacity of them to have a preference, they should just be honored to be a part of the. No, they shouldn't. You're a grown man who handles other grown men. You can have a preference. You can have a say in your future. That's crazy that you can't say, "Well, I don't want to work out for that team." I mean, if they want to draft me, they can, but I'm not going to do anything for them. I want to go over here. I don't see anything wrong with that, other than you have to be willing to deal with the consequences.
That's true. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And Virgil said he's going to send me a Manchester City cap. I would love that. That's actually pretty cool. Um, I just can't get my head around American football rules, Lori. Hey, that's most of the women here. They can't either. But yeah, Virgil, that would be very, very nice. Let's go ahead and get a little bit into the show. So at this time last week, the Orange Man, known as number 47, had announced that he was going to do a pause and give Iran 2 weeks, uh, up to 2 weeks, to get things figured out between them and Israel. Um, and not, that much later, hours later, or 12 hours later at least, we're being informed that the U.S. indeed did send some bombers over to 3 sites in Iran to destroy nuclear facilities that were severely 35 stories underground, where regular munitions would not be able to penetrate. And the U.S., sole that we know, sole owner of what they call bunker busting bombs, uh, would be the ones that could deploy those and have a higher rate of success in either damaging the facilities or burying them. Either way, there was a couple of problems. One, there's a lot of folks in Congress on both sides of the aisle that felt that if President Trump wanted to make this type of uh, strike, that he needed to seek authorization from Congress. I don't necessarily know about that. Um, and which is going to be funny because I try not to agree with Trump. But at the same time, I try to make sure that I'm being objective with it. The Constitution says that it is Congress who declares war. A military strike is not war. It is a strike. Now, you can agree with the reason for the strike, and that can be argued, but calling every strike a war would not be right, because Obama had plenty of strikes that were drones. Those weren't acts of. I know. I know. There's a slight difference. I know. I know.
No. It's not a slight difference. It is a major difference because it was during a declared war. He wasn't just striking people
That's true.
outside of it was with a whole bunch of did he kill a lot?
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah, a lot of
That's
people,
fair.
a lot
That's
of
fair.
people in
That's fair.
Afghanistan
That's
during
fair.
the Afghanistan
But,
campaign.
but when he
That's a
started,
major difference.
that's a good point. That's a good point. The reason that I don't agree with the strike itself was there was no imminent threat to the country. And normally, if you are just trying to, even if he didn't go to the full Congress, should at least went to the Gang of Eight and said, "This is what we're wanting to do." It's a very limited precision strike because you don't get to say what Iran's response is going to be to your precision strike that could set an all-out war. The other issue that I had with that is just in March, Tulsi Gabbard, who is the, for better or worse, the director of national intelligence, testified under oath to Congress that Iran was in no position for a nuclear weapon based on the intelligence that they got. Now, we have 17 intelligence agencies. And part of the reason that we were in this situation to begin with was, in my opinion, Donald Trump let his ego, as he does in a lot of times, make him feel that if there was something that Barack Obama or Joe Biden previously did that was anywhere successful, he wanted to rip it up, rebrand it. And this isn't just Trump in his political career. This is Trump even in his business career. He wants to be the one that looks like he rebranded something and made it better than it was originally. So he sat there and tore up the Iran nuclear deal called the JCPOA. And it was an agreement where Iran would not enrich uranium past a certain percentage, because at a certain percentage, it can be used for weapons grade. Uh, it was also to alleviate sanctions that have been placed on them. Um, so and the agreement allowed the IAEA to be able to come in, send inspectors all over the country, checking their facilities to verify all of these things and that they were in compliance. The Director of National Intelligence testified in March that there is no evidence that they have been proceeding with any acquisition of nuclear weapons. That's what the national intelligence agencies surmised. Trump was asked about that, and he said, well, they're wrong. And it almost brought back the same uh, ideas that when the national intelligence agencies had tried to tell Trump in his first term about Russia interference, and he was in Helsinki sitting next to Vladimir Putin. He literally threw his intelligence agencies under the bus and said that Putin said very strongly that it's not Russia, and I don't see any reason why it would be, dismissing his intelligence. So it ain't the first time he did that, but it's kind of but it did bring back that thought that, oh, here we go again. That's the first thing I thought, like, well, he's going back, he's playing the hits where he's gonna sit there, and it's like, okay, well, if you don't believe your own national intelligence is giving you good information, where are you getting your information from? And why would you be getting information that your 17 intelligence agencies don't have access to, or you're not collaborating with them on, for either A, for them to verify that the information is actionable, reliable, and relatable, or you're not just sharing it with them at all. So you're holding on to something that you asked for Tulsi Gabbard to be your DNI, but you think you're the DNI because you have some kind of, now, all of that is to assume that he really had some intelligence being pushed his way. In my opinion, Jay, and I'll turn it over to you, it was more of Netanyahu wanting it to be done. And because Netanyahu has been on the record for the last 25, 30 years that
Mhm.
Iran is almost close to having a nuclear weapon. That's been his parroting for the last 30 years that, oh, they're almost close. They're gonna blow away Israel because they yell out "Death to America" and "Death to Israel." And hell, I wonder why. But anyway, I think Netanyahu used Trump as a useful idiot because he knew that he did not have the weapons that could accomplish what he wanted, and he played Trump into doing what he wanted to have done. He just didn't have the capabilities of having it done. Go for it, Jay.
Yep, no, that was it. I've got notes. Just kidding. So, man, where to attack this from? Besides, so
Take it anywhere you want, bro.
well, we'll where you started in terms of does he have the power to make unilateral military strikes? Yes and no. And so, as you point out, Obama, sure, but the strikes were authorized under congressional approval because they had already declared war.
That's fair. That's fair.
There was a war on terror going on. That's not what's going on here.
right.
Like you also mentioned, it wasn't like they were a threat to the U.S. We had not been attacked by them. I did want to add in for all my white people on Facebook who said something about, I like y'all remember 9/11. I was like, you act like you don't remember 9/11 because 9/11 didn't have any Iranians in it. And quite frankly, it didn't have any Iraqis in it. 9/11 had some Saudis in it, had some Qataris in it. They were financed by Saudi. And it's funny because your president just took a gift from those same Saudis. But y'all talking about you act like you don't remember 9/11. You act like you don't not remember 9/11.
He don't remember. Now the Qatar, but there's more to that too, because there's evidence that he told them he wanted that. Not so much that they offered; he asked for that damn jet.
Well,
of course he did.
But the thing is that if you want to go back to historical countries that have attacked us and stuff like that, and where they were from, your president is doing deals with all those countries for golf courses and everything else. All of them.
Yep, live tournaments and all. Yep.
Yeah. So don't talk to me about that. Iran didn't do any of that. So don't go straight. In fact, Iran's never done anything to us. But you know who's done something to Iran? The U.S. Decades ago when they had a democratically elected president, the U.S. Did a regime change and gave them a king that they didn't ask for, they didn't want, simply because their president said, I think the oil that's here in our country that BP is taking out, we need to audit them because I don't think they're giving the Iraqi people their money. Oh, you got to go. They took him out. The Iraqis, 26 years later, overthrew him, talking about new regime and stuff. Who does the U.S. want to replace the new regime with? The son of the guy that they replaced the first guy with. Look, people talk about why are you got to ask yourself more questions than what's going on. Why do they say death to America? Why do they have such a bad attitude towards America? It's not random. People just don't act like this in the void. People want to say, "Oh, it's because they're jealous of our freedom, bruh. We're not the only free country in the world."
For real.
You don't see them talking shit to the Netherlands. What is it about us in particular that pisses people off?
Right.
So the whole thing about the authority for a strike, if there's it's one of those kind of things where he has why do we think that this would be fall under congressional approval? Because it could provoke a war. So you can't start a fight to drag the U.S. into war and then go back and say, well, I need congressional approval because they're attacking us. Well, why they're attacking us? I might have bombed them or something, but that's in the past. I'm talking about today.
It's gonna be one time. I don't know why they wanted to make a war out of it.
And that's, the crazy thing is to think that I'm going to bomb a sovereign country that's never done anything to us, and then be like, okay, no more.
Yeah,
bro.
We're done. So now we need peace.
We need peace.
What?
Give me the Nobel. You don't bomb people and get a Nobel. And the only reason he wants it is because Obama got one, and Obama didn't earn his. So I get that part. Um, he got his in his first term. He hadn't done anything,
Right.
and
He
so
but he also didn't sit there and politic for it either.
no, he didn't politic for it. Absolutely not.
This dude
But
was bringing it up. Like,
well, yeah, because he. Well, I mean, there's a lot of narcissistic things
I
that
mean, facts.
that you don't need a degree to diagnose with this man. Uh, it's just a lot of small d energy about why you want to keep comparing yourself to Obama. Um,
That is
but
true.
but that's the reason when I say for this particular, because the ramifications. Let's say that Iran did the same thing they did the last time. I think it was 2020 when we killed one of their generals. They announced a strike and they carried out a strike, giving the U.S. Enough time to evacuate the facilities and to defend against a strike. It was just a show of face move, right? But what if they didn't want to? In fact, talking to if you really look into people who talk to Iranians and stuff, they don't want a nuclear weapon. That's the reason they hadn't been seeking one, and the reason they didn't want one is because of the sanctions and because of the targeting.
Right.
They don't want to be targeted. They want to be left alone.
Mhm.
So that was one of the big deals. That's why they agreed to the deal with Obama and stuff, to try to put some of this stuff behind them and kind of move on. Like, we don't need an economic sanctions. We don't want to be strapped into a war. The only warmongers around here are the U.S.
Yeah.
They're the only people in Netanyahu, who's a war criminal. Anytime he comes to the U.S., should be arrested.
Well, and there's evidence that Netanyahu tries to stay in power by fear.
Yeah,
Whether it was we got to do something about Gaza, we got to do something about Iran. He's always going to have that boogeyman out there in a way of making folks feel like, uh, well, the only person that can navigate us through these crises will be Netanyahu
and
because he's also been brought up on potential charges too, which is why he is cleaving the power. Because once he's out of power, um, he is going to be in a Trump-like situation when it comes to charges.
he's already been convicted on stuff and got reelected. Same thing. Same
Yep,
playbook from Trump.
exactly, exactly. Let me read some stuff from Virgil real quick because he sent out a couple of things. When we talked about the bombing, he said, "Wouldn't that cause a radiation release?" Well, they
So
don't want to address that.
no, well, without my nuclear degree, what I will tell you is that that's not how. If you could just explode now, I guess to be try the people want to try to make it the equivocation of like a dirty bomb, where you can't actually start a nuclear reaction, but you strap nuclear material to a conventional bomb, and then you explode that bomb and stuff. Here's the thing about that: there's depending on the amount of ordnance that the material might be um, exposed to. I don't know, what would the explosion be? Would determine the radius of such a thing, and then
Right,
again, it would be a dirty bomb, not particularly Chernobyl,
right,
where you have active nuclear reactions going on and they break down and are
right.
not contained. And because their uranium wasn't enriched for weapons grade, um,
It limits the
it,
exposure.
it limits the exposure and stuff. So and that's again, on one of so for them to go bomb, the facilities are underground. I mean, there's
Right.
a lot of on top of why, yeah, it would be okay. Still diplomatically not smart, but yeah, I guess tactically it would be okay.
I guess when you're looking at a military strike and you are um and you are trying to do a threat assessment, is it more threatening to bomb severely underground than if it was above ground? Even if it was a dirty bomb, because if it was above ground, it was a dirty bomb, then what you'd have to worry about is it getting into the wind and it blowing stuff around and things like that. When it's underground, there's less chance of that. So No, there shouldn't be so much of an issue with a radiation leak if those elements were in fact underground.
And the big thing for that too, when I talk about exposure, if you're bombing a country, and it's going to be, let's say that it's 50 miles, 100 miles, 200 miles, it's still inside the country.
Yeah.
So do you or do you not care? Are you really at war or not? Again, why we go back to why would you not seek congressional approval for something like this? Because of the ramifications that could
Right.
potentially come up.
Right. But and I'll get into it in a second, but not doing it is now why they're in a defensive position that they're in. So you create your own chaos.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying. Like you go, it's like you go hit somebody and you run back and go, all right, man, I don't want to fight. And then as soon as they retaliate against you, look, they're a thug. They're jumping on me without acknowledging that you started the sequence of events that led to
exactly,
this.
because
And so,
you don't want to own it, and now they're being backed into a corner, and they don't want to own it that way. But had you sat there and saw approval, then it wouldn't just be you owning it. Everybody would have come together with the decision.
well, the whole reason he didn't seek approval and the whole reason they talk about now is that there was nothing to seek approval for.
Correct. Well,
The,
exactly, because you would have had to
the,
present
the only person that says there's a problem is Netanyahu.
exactly.
Nobody else can collaborate that,
And
and that's why when they asked JD Vance about it, he's
yeah,
like, "Well, the president, yes, they did say that, but the president had a strong feeling."
yeah, and he couldn't go, and they knew that he couldn't send Hexif, um, uh, some of these other guys in front of brass in front of Congress and say, "Well, BB said." That's not going to be good enough. Virgil also asked, "What is the problem? Even if they got a bomb, they surely would not take a chance against the USA." Well, the fear that's been sold out there, Virgil, there are a lot of extremist groups in Iran that if they ever got control of said bomb, that they may do some crazy effed up stuff that wouldn't make sense to do. The
That's,
fact of having a bomb, though, and I know you're gonna jump on this too, Jermaine, but the fact of having a bomb, Virgil, or having nuclear capabilities is seen more as a deterrent for just coming in and doing what the US did. Would the US have done what they did if Iran had already had nuclear weapons? Hell to the no. That's why they don't go after North Korea. That's why they don't go after Russia. That's why they don't go after Israel. See, when they know that you already got a big stick, they gonna leave your ass alone. But now that they've done this, now that the IAEA has been kicked out of Iran and we can't see if they're enriching uranium, now I feel like they're gonna say, you know what? When we didn't have it, they bombed us. So we might as well bomb them. I mean, we might as well have it.
I think that I
Know
think that
about it is
you
what we're testing.
I think that you lead the Iranian people to that kind of conversation of where they go, how do we protect ourselves? And
Correct.
and this might be the only way to do that. I mean, let's be honest. The only nuclear power in the region is Israel.
Right.
What's Israel worried about? Oh, they want to be able to be a bully, and they don't want anybody else to jabari up on them. And I get that.
Right.
That's my toddler.
Chico.
Um, but and so it's one of those kind of things where like, uh, no, they're not going to attack the U.S. They're not set up to attack the U.S. Like they don't have stealth bombers that can fly 37 hours, 40 hours round trip and go drop a bomb. So how could they get a bomb here? Well, they'd have to ship it out of the country. Do you not think that they would be watched trying to get a nuclear bomb out of the country to get all the way to the U.S.?
And do you know
So
how much tariffs will be on a bomb that heavy?
yeah,
Um,
but you know what they could do? They could fly to Israel and drop one though. They do that. It's not about us.
Right. It never was.
Never was. They're not going out of the region. But their problems aren't. I mean, outside the U.S., which is a problem for the world because we keep sticking our nose into people's business. After making campaign promises that it was America first.
Yeah, right.
We're not going to be into foreign wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But it just goes. I don't understand how anybody believes anything that comes out of that man's mouth.
I want to say shout out and a welcome to Brad Coughlin and Renee Farmer. Either they are still on or they did jump on for a second. Absolutely. Virgil also said, I think Netanyahu has serious dirt on Trump via Mossad spy Epstein. And I know you brought that up last week, Virgil. I still, he may not. Um,
I
I
don't.
I think that there's enough information out there in the world that Trump can be played like a harp. That
Well,
you can play to his ego on certain things. Go ahead, Jermaine.
I don't think so. And here's why I don't think so. Anybody with half a brain with the volume of pictures and flight logs and stuff know that Trump was on Epstein Island. They know that was his friend. They were
Right.
good friends. I
Yeah.
don't think that. I mean, we know about the porn stars. We know about a lot of legal stuff, brought up about criminal cases and stuff. What dirt? What are you leveraging? And
Right.
why? Because he doesn't care because he's already been reelected. He doesn't. And that was the whole thing with when him and Elon fell out. I already got your money, Elon.
Right.
I'm already president. I mean, we can play this game, but I'm going to win.
Right. Because your financial success is so tied up in government contracts. You already see what I got CBS to do. You already see what I got CNN to do. You want to do it too?
Here's the good thing about Trump when it comes to his debtors, the people that invest in him. He doesn't pay them back.
Yeah, they get stiff.
Yeah, they get stiffed, and they usually don't get what they paid for.
Right.
And so anybody that did invest into him or whatever leverage you might think, Trump doesn't care about that. Once he has your money, he's done with you.
Right. Same thing with me.
He can he be bought? Kinda. Until the first check clears, and then he don't care what you got to say no more.
Yeah.
Trump has post money clarity.
Yeah.
As soon as that thing clear, I gotta get out of here. Put my pants back up.
He does know when to run. He don't hang around.
Yep. Gotta go.
I mean, you be like 1 minute, be like, yeah, so Donald. He's looking around like, where'd he go?
He's like, they're amazing. It's all computer. And then once that money hit, you know what? Nobody likes these cars.
Yeah. That same car that he had on that lot, it was just sitting in the spot after Elon had left.
Yes, he can be bought, but he's only a commercial. He can only be bought for 30 seconds at a time. You can't just lure stuff over him. That information, again, most people already know. If you had, we hadn't seen the Epstein report, and we know that he's in there.
Yeah,
we know that.
That's already been established. That was
he's a criminal.
That was already on the Epstein reports. I mean, now if you're saying, hey, there's evidence of him being with some underage girls or something like that. Well, I mean, hell, he sat there and told Howard Stern that he would go into the little Miss America contest and inspect because I own the pageant and nobody else is supposed to be there, but because I own it, I go and I inspect and these beautiful girls and they're half naked and I just walk in and I'm like, is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? And he thought that was a cool thing to do. And a lot of these girls were underage.
It is if you're a rich perv, but that's kind of my point.
We already know that. Yeah. You're not gonna find out anything. Look, you don't have to do a whole lot. There was so much evidence out there that he is a useful idiot. That a lot of countries know that if they flatter him, they can move him to do a lot of things. That's why his cabinet does it. They know that the flattery will keep them around. That's why when they do these stupid, idiotic press conferences, they're out there calling him daddy. That's a new one. out there. They're out there literally calling him daddy. Now he's
Well,
and again, he's a commercial. Yes, now he's a commercial because he's
I,
selling T-shirts right now with his mugshot that say daddy.
okay, so the daddy comment, and believe me, y'all know me, misconstrued. What it was is that
Yes,
what the UN guy said was, because Trump was referring to Israel and Iran as two kids in a schoolyard fighting, and you got to let
right.
them fight for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then once they got that out of them, it's easier to separate them and stuff. And he
Mhm.
said, yeah, it's like you daddy coming in as a father coming
Right,
in to break them up. He wasn't calling him "oh daddy" the way
right.
it context matters.
It does.
Um, yes, did he say daddy? Yes, he did, but that's not how he meant it. He meant it like in a fatherly
Well,
figure to come in.
you're right initially, but they've run with it over the last
Oh
24.
well, because the reporter asked a question about it out of context, and
Yes,
he called you daddy. Did that be and and again, she didn't frame the question properly because she
right,
wanted to go, because everybody wants to go viral and everybody wants to be
right.
recognized, and she knew that she could get a response out of them by framing it that way. And since she framed it that way, yes, it has been totally taken out
They
of
ran with
context
it.
and
Yeah,
ran with
because
stuff. Then that grown man was not calling him daddy.
Fox News is now saying, yeah, daddy had to come take care of things. And somebody else then from Fox News started picking up the whole daddy thing. And then today, it started seeing on his website his mugshot that he also had put up in the Oval Office. He has that now with daddy on it. So yeah, but he's a 30-second commercial, right? He knows that there's some of his supporters that are going to pay whatever stupid price he's charging for it. And like you said, when that check clears, gotta go. Thank you so much. Let me go back to my sneakers and my Bible with the Constitution. Or is Qatar ready with my plane yet? you know, he's gonna do all those things. And thank you, Virgil, for the that great impersonation. But yes, Lori, it's a thing. It's stupid. It's crazy. But and Jermaine's right. It was framed wrong. But he jumped on it and ran with it because he knew he could make $2 off of it. So he's gonna go do
But
it.
I mean, again, it doesn't have to be reality.
It doesn't. It never does because he sold his constituents on. I'm the only candidate who can say this. There would be World War III with Kamala. Kamala. But I can guarantee there will be no wars. I'm the only candidate that can say that. And it ain't like he lied. I don't think he really started a war. Not because he didn't do every damn thing to do that, but it looks like Iran may just go ahead and just say, you know what, I, like when you have a fight with somebody and they just feel like okay, and they walk away and you walk going, I won.
It is a cultural thing. Other countries don't want to make war the way America wants to make war. Look at all now. Russia,
Right. That's where I was going with that. Hmm.
Russia's different, but they got a madman up there too.
Right.
Um, I mean, you can say what you will about North Korea and China and stuff. What major conflicts are they in around the world? Whose business are they in?
That's true.
The U.S. And don't get me wrong, the campaign of America First and let's get out of foreign stuff. I'm all for that. I've been for that for decades. I've always thought to myself that America's not the world's police.
Right.
You know, if that's what the UN was created for. Let the UN worry about that. Let the UN Council come in and say, "Hey, we need help over here.
Or
Things are
NATO.
going awry over here." NATO, but um, yeah, that stuff that's going on between Israel and Iran, that's their business. And if they can't handle their business, they need to shut up like everybody else.
Yep.
If they need help, then they need to stop. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a question, and I don't know if this is true or not.
Hmm.
And again, as you're talking about the war with Israel and Iran, But is that true that they actually submitted Donald Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize? Was that correct? Or is that just, or was that like AI when he had that warplane dropping bombs?
So the whole thing for so they have been since his first term been trying to say that he deserved a Nobel Peace Prize. Now you have to understand in context that Donald Trump takes credit for a lot of things that have nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
He just started the
Yeah.
other day. He started naming off countries and stuff where he had no negotiation and whatever they had going on. And but he's the kind of person who always believes if something good happens, it happened because of me, and if something bad happens, I had nothing to do with it.
Well, and lately, even this far into his presidency, anything bad still happening is Biden. He's still using that.
Or
But
Obama.
well, no, but he's specifically, and even Hexef and Carolyn Levitt and all of them keep saying Biden, and it's like, yo, y'all, he's gone. You can't move on. It's you now. Um,
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. A president's influence and policies and stuff from administration can have long lasting effect,
yeah, it is.
right? They can linger.
But the stuff he's
Um,
to, it isn't. But you're right. It could. But
Yeah,
what,
I mean, just think about Trump and what he did to the economy and stuff, and how long it took Biden and them to dig
right?
out from
'Cause
that.
Biden was
You,
getting blamed for the things that Trump did to
and
put
so
in. Yeah,
everybody did the same thing. As soon as Trump left, and the administration, the Biden administration, 8 months, a year, 2 years later, we're still talking about Trump things. Everybody on the right was like, "He's been out of office," you know.
yeah.
So
You got Trump derangement syndrome.
everybody does it. It's not just Trump talking about Biden stuff. What it is again, it's context.
It is.
Um,
That's true.
so it's not that you can't say that there were some things, and I'm sure there are some things, but you have to put them in a real contextual sense so you can say, really, here's the policy or whatever that happened, and this is the consequence for that.
Right. So, and one of the things he did take credit for that's been India is severely upset with him because he keeps stating that it was because he dangled trade in front of India and Pakistan. They got him
Yes,
to stop imminent war. And the folks from India have said over and over he had absolutely nothing to do with this because for them it is a matter of their pride that they were able to get Pakistan by themselves to the negotiating table, and they
Mhm.
worked out that individually with Pakistan. And Trump had not even little to do with it, but zero to do,
Nothing, had nothing to do with it.
nothing at all. And he kept saying, I said, trade." It's always like he's amazed at what he says. I said, I,
Well, he hears something for the first time, repeats it, and it says he made it up.
I said,
Uh,
groceries. Such an old-fashioned term. Groceries.
yeah.
Anyway, so some other stuff from Virgil. Narcissist personality disorders like Trump are consumed by power and anger. I agree with the franchise. Well, everybody agrees with the franchise. Machiavelli said, "A smart leader surrounds himself with smart men. A fool surrounds himself by dumb people." Well, and I would also add to that, even dumber person surrounds himself with even dumber people, which would probably be a little bit more
Well,
accurate.
but you know what? I thought about it. He actually did a great thing with that. So immediately when he's like, "Well, who's saying that they didn't have anything? Who's saying that?" What did he say?
They said, "Your DNI, Tulsi Gabbard."
And he says, "Oh yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about." And how can you argue with that? He's right.
Because he is right. He put people in place that don't know what they're doing.
And so when he has a conflict of opinion with these people, he can't credibly say, "Well, they're not qualified to make that decision." Now,
Right.
you can argue about, well, what? Doesn't make any sense, but it does kind of
Didn't
because he.
didn't you make the
Yeah,
Republicans in the Senate advise and consent this person? Yeah,
well, they did
for
that.
that.
I mean, I nominated her, but I'd say she's. I
Look,
didn't better to requalify.
I nominated these people, so when I need them to fall on the sword, they will be more than willing and ready to fall on the sword.
Well, they
Because
don't want to.
anybody worth their scruples would not have taken the job. So I'm gonna put somebody in there that when I say it's time to fall on that sword,
But that's not how it happens. I no, they he puts dumb people in there who he could put blame on. They don't willingly fall on swords for him. He
right?
sacrificed them,
Right, because
and
they always think it's gonna be different. Look,
yeah,
if you're willing to see your vice president perish,
the problem the problem with that is they didn't actually hang him. They only said
you're right, though. You're right,
no.
because it's
Actually,
all
that
it's
was
all
not
true.
that was not the joke setup. I mean, I could get the joke set up, but
No,
that
it is
that was
just
a
like
joke. That was the serious part. They
right,
didn't hang him, and
right.
so the way that the world works right now is that yes, there was a large crowd. Yes, they were chanting to hang Mike Pence. Yes, they were actually looking for him. Yes,
They
they
did.
actually had gallows waiting for him if they
It-
caught him, but they didn't.
so I was forgiven.
All's forgiven.
Like, yeah, I could have, but did I? So
So
that's true. So, and Virgil also says narcissistic personality disorders are transactional, very much so. Also says even if Iran got a bomb, as to what Jermaine was saying, they are a million miles away from getting a delivery system that could hit the USA. Absolutely. He would be the first man to get a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping the war he started, and that is one of the things where the arsonist wants to get credit for putting out the fire.
yeah.
Absolutely. And also stop with the Trump impersonations, Brian. I nearly choked on my beer. I'm sorry. I just hear his voice and I know what he's gonna do. But if you want me to feel better, I have President Obama right next to me. Oh, well, thank you very much. I think that Trump should have gotten approval before he went in and got us into a war that now we're going to have to try to maneuver and get ourselves out of. But I do believe we can and we will. Not as a red state of America, not as a blue state of America, but as the United States of America. I approve this message. Anyway, so now if I can get my Jasmine Crockett, I'll be doing good. Now, y'all, let me tell y'all, because y'all are working up my nerves in here.
I think the transitional thing for this was even after all this and we said all this stuff, it comes out from early intelligence that he wasn't even that successful. Um, and
Yeah,
then they got mad because they got leaked.
yes,
And now they're talking about, well, we're going to hold back information from congressional members because of this leak.
right.
So you're going to deny Congress part of their job, which, and for most of Congress, it has already bent the knee and is not doing their job anyway. I'm not sure that they would really care.
Now, but here's the issue, Jermaine, and I'm glad you segued into that because that's where we're going next with it. He's more mad that somebody leaked it than was what was actually leaked true. And now they're trying to say, well, it wasn't reliable information that was leaked, but it got ran with and spun. And of course, that they would say that. This is why, though, and they did have a briefing today with Congress, or at least I don't know if it was just a gang of 8 or anything like that, but they did have a briefing. And of course, the Republicans walked out and said, "Oh yeah, yeah, he definitely was justified." And the Democrats walked out going, "There's no evidence that this was successful." And now they're trying to spin it on the poor um, members in the military that were brave enough to fly over there for 36 hours. That we're hurting their feelings by questioning if the mission was successful. Well, here's the thing: they would not have in. I don't even think it needs to be said. Two things, like Jermaine said earlier, can be true. We support our military. We back our military. we recognize that we have the biggest and greatest military in the world, and that they are highly equipped to do the things that we ask them to do. But they can only do the things that we direct them to do. If we're asking them to bomb a facility after their uranium was already moved, that's not their fault. They did what they were sent to do, and they did that to the best of their abilities. But that doesn't. I don't think I have a Sleepy Joe impression. but but they did exactly what they were told to do. But the problem was is that Trump had been tipping his hand for up to a week, and they said, you know what, this crazy MF may do this, so let's go ahead and get our stuff up out of here. And there's evidence that there were trucks there 2 days before the bombing, getting the uranium out of there, or at least some of it. And they keep asking them, well, there's a unaccounted amount of the uranium. Can you say with 100% certainty that it is buried? And they keep going into this whole thing about leakers and stuff like that. Now they're going to pursue charges. They find out who did it and this and that and the third. And I agree, you shouldn't necessarily have leakers and stuff like that. But the problem was Trump being Trump said immediately after the strike, claiming something that could not be verified, that things were totally obliterated. You had the same amount of intelligence to say that as you did to say that they were within days away from having a nuclear weapon. The same intelligence that brought you to that conclusion brought you to the conclusion of total, because he can never say anything measured and in moderation. Everything always has to be the biggest, the greatest, the most, the best ever, to the likes that no one has ever seen before. And he can't measure something in a way to say, we really feel like we were able to totally take down their program, or at least set it back for the next 6 months to a year. That would have been a perfect thing to say. He can't say that. He has to say, we went in and we totally obliterated them and they're done. They don't want anymore. They're going to go back to their world. You don't know that. Well, are you going to now get an agreement done with them? Oh, I don't even think we need to do that. Then what did we do all this for? I think they've had it. I think they're done.
Because my
Right.
boyfriend told me to do it.
I'm like, what? That's how you know he's not serious. He's trying to move on because, okay, I did that for BB. Now let me go back to talking about this big, beautiful bill. Now let me go do this. Now let me go do that. And by the way, you can mail the Nobel Peace Prize to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And that's his stick. That's his stick. I fixed gas. I fixed groceries. I fixed eggs. When I got here, they kept coming to me about eggs. I mean, what about eggs? What? Anyway, so you got that going on too, where now they're scrambling about that. I know we're running low on time, but Lori, your state, your city of New York has had a primary Tuesday, and I when back in December, I came to Lori and I said, "Hey, Lori, I hear that Cuomo's running for mayor, and he's about to do an announcement."
Hmm.
And I'm like, Cuomo? So Andrew Cuomo,
Awful.
former governor of the state of New York, decided to throw his hat in the ring. Of course, Eric Adams, the current mayor of New York, threw his hat in the ring as an independent. And there was another gentleman named Zohran Mamdani, who was originally from Uganda, Lori. I didn't realize that. But has been an assemblyman. And he ran as more of a Democrat socialist, wanting to make things more affordable, stop charging for bus fare and stuff like that. And he had a campaign that really touched voters in a way where he tapped into something that Trump did. People um, being concerned about the cost of living, people being concerned about everyday expenses. And New York City
Yes.
being one of the most expensive places to live, that's not a bad place to start. And more Democrats probably would be behooved to get back to talking about. See, Trump tapped into it, but he lied about it. Oh, I'll bring everything down on day
Well,
one. I'll
no,
do this.
well,
No,
uh, go ahead, Lori.
no, I'm sorry. I was just saying that Zohran Mamdani ran a really great campaign.
He did.
And as all of these people are in an uproar because he's a socialist, but he really ran a great campaign. He was out there. There were so many things. He was on Instagram, uh, all social medias. He actually had on Facebook as well, many inspiring many young people to come and sit
Yeah.
here and to talk about those things that were going on in New York City and bring that conversation to the forefront. Whereas many people were trying to move away from Cuomo because again, it was just like they thought he was just going to ride in on the red carpet because we've known him and know what he's doing, and
Right.
he's automatically going to become the
The white horse and my brother's on TV. Yeah.
yes. I'm
But go ahead.
sorry, Jermaine.
Yeah, go ahead,
No,
Jermaine.
no, no. I was gonna say, so obviously, I don't keep up with New York politics like that. But once the story, and I was able to look into it and stuff, you're right. He ran a great campaign because
Yes,
he related to people.
yes,
Unlike Trump, he didn't just say things; he had plans for things.
Not
These are some.
yes.
These are the things like and you gave an example like free bus fare, stuff like that to help, because transportation obviously is a big issue.
Mhm.
Um, and so what he did was he listened to people. He
Mhm.
came up with what people's, and it kills me when people like socialism is a bad thing.
Mhm.
No one ever says that when they call 911 for fire police.
Yeah, so
Right.
I was saying that when next time your house is on fire and the fire department show up, tell them, don't worry about it. I don't support socialism.
I don't support socialism.
Please don't turn on the water. Please don't
Yeah,
hook up to a hydrant.
yeah,
That's socialism.
that's socialism. Don't do that. Um, and
Amen.
so, but yeah, the crazy idea of community supporting community members or socialism, he or
I know.
charity, so the semantics and the mental gymnastic for this
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
When the fire
Is
department shows up and they get out and they say, "You're not going to spray down my house," and say, "No, pull yourself up by your bootstraps."
yeah, that's your fire. It's not
Your
our
own.
And
fire.
and like you said, he was going there and reaching out into many communities.
Many
He
communities.
actually was out there talking to people.
Well,
Cuomo did not talk to anybody
he
He,
walked
the,
all
with
of he
with
walked he
Megan
walked all
Thee.
of Manhattan. He walked from one end to the other.
Yes.
the great thing for was I saw a clip in the debate, and so one of the things that Como wanted to talk about was his lack of experience, and I could take it for your nod. You saw that clip too,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so he started running down all Como's crimes and stuff. He's like, "You're right.
Yes.
I've never been credibly accused by 3 women of sexual harassment. I've never been convicted of this. I've never been convicted of that. No one's ever accused me of this stuff. So you're right. I don't have experience." What I have is, and so not only was his the message in his campaign when he was able to debate, he came across as coherent,
Mhm.
is uh, you know mayoral.
mayoral.
Yes.
And so, and he came across as somebody who could be a change force, um,
Yeah.
for the Democratic Party. Now, there's some, I know, of course, Bernie Sanders
Yep.
was a big supporter of his because, Bernie's a socialist too. Um, and the thing that I think Bernie addressed after the victory is that this is a blueprint for Democrats. They probably won't listen because
He did.
they're too far into their institutionalized way of thinking. But
That's right.
this is if you want the blueprint to how Democrats can come back, it is being relatable, being just
Having a plan.
honest. I
Hmm.
think it's refreshing to have
Yeah.
people. People trusted Trump because they were desperate for trust. It's
Right.
another thing to be trustworthy and earn trust. It's a lot harder.
But when you leave the void and the only thing they hear is that, what do you expect? Now, Jermaine, and to put a tie on what you said about Mondani, when you said he listened after Trump won, he went and talked to people, and even the ones that voted for Trump, because he ran into these people. And he said, "Who'd you vote for?" And they said, "Trump." And he started laughing. He said, "Okay, tell me why."
Yeah.
And he listened to the why. Whether he agreed, whether it made sense to him, it made sense to them, the why. So he was able to say, well, what if there was a candidate that believed in this? And that's what I always, and Lori, this is why I always talk about people voting against their own self-interest. Because when you have a candidate, like when Kamala Harris ran, and I know she just didn't, there was a lot of reasons that she did not win, but she's running with a plan talking about first-time home buyers plans, talking about minimum wage, talking about earned income credits, child tax credits, all these different things that would enhance your life and your living situation, different plans and things like that. But you voted the other way to somebody that's never shown you, that's shown you the last time he was in office, the biggest piece of legislation that he passed was his Trump tax cuts that expire at the end of this year. He didn't address any of those things. He didn't address any of that. Kamala Harris talked about getting in and regulating price gouging when it came to groceries. Because you're talking about eggs, you're talking about food, you're talking about all those other things. Hey, they're sitting there still trying to gouge prices. They're having historic earnings and things like that. Yet there's no relief for the people that buy these things.
Well, I also feel that since he has gone out and listened to the community, what I feel is the most ridiculous thing is all these individuals, and then there's an individual that I was reading about that is committing money to anybody that he will donate millions of dollars to their campaign to his campaign to beat him.
Yeah.
And all these people, all of the, I guess, the well-to-do people on NBC have been like, they're like making jokes about him because he's a socialist or this or and everything else. He actually went there and sit there and had a connection with the individuals in New York City that were tired about that, and then used that power and that rank voting because again,
You know what they're
there were
afraid
so
of.
many.
You know what they're afraid of.
I
They're
know they
afraid.
are. They're afraid of the underclass coming up and taking away from them. Yes,
Yeah,
and
well,
him being a
yeah,
socialist.
they're fearful of their taxes, corporate taxes going up. They're afraid that minimum wage may go up again, which they feel like that comes out of their pocket as well. Because when you start saying we're not going to charge for buses and stuff like that, well, that revenue has to be covered somewhere. And if you can't squeeze the people at the bottom because you can't get blood out of a turnip, they know that your plan is to start making them pay their fair share. They know that you ain't gonna not have buses. They know that the C and the A train still gonna run. They just know that you're going to, and they know that hey, you're not just gonna start having a bunch of potholes again on the FDR. They know that socialism. Somebody thinks socialism is hey, this is a pool where we all contribute, and those that can do more, and they know that that would be them. That's why Fox News is losing it. That's why Laura Ingraham last night is talking about, yeah, he's just trying to give out a bunch of freebies
Yeah,
and stuff like that because they
it's
know
just it's
they know
just
what's coming, and they should be afraid, and they know that
it,
somebody like that would not be tied to a bunch of corporate donors and things like that because that runs totally roughshod of what a socialist person would do anyway. That's why Bernie Sanders has been so successful because people cannot buy him. And I don't know what's going
it
on with these damn Hornets, but they done picked another Duke player. Just flashed on my.
yeah, yep. And then lastly, so
I mean,
since
how many
now
Duke
as
you gonna grab? Stop it!
there was four of them on there, I'm surprised you didn't watch.
How many
But
Duke
anyway,
you
so
drafted?
four, there was four listed that was
Oh my
not
God!
on the Hornets, but there was
What are
like
gonna be,
four that was
what
like,
are gonna be the
Yeah,
Charlotte Blue Devils?
we run out of time. Do you want to answer Virgil's question?
Oh yeah. So Virgil
yes.
said, "Did the assassination attempt ring true with you?" I think we brought this up before. Um, no. Um,
That
you
was
know,
fake news.
Trump has always been about ratings and performances and stuff like that. I just don't think that a bullet hitting your ear um would not cause more damage than it is. And the other problem is because Trump is so prone and has an adverse reaction to the truth that he won't disclose anything, school records, any other records, anything like that. It makes it hard to believe anything that he says is true.
Oh
Um,
well, I'll tell you why it's not true, Virgil. We talked about his personality. He's the narcissist and stuff. If he thought that he was the second coming of Jesus and somebody tried to kill him, he'd still be talking about it. There'd be investigations. It'd be somebody's fault. He'd blame it on Obama or
yep,
Clinton. It's the
yep.
Clinton crime family because they always try to kill people.
Hmm.
He'd have people locked up over it under investigation. I mean, the fact that none of that's going on is all you need to know about what happened.
Yeah, he
Great grain of salt, I guess, but
yeah
there's my explanation
he used it for what he needed it for.
for. And then he left it on the floor.
Yeah,
But believe me, anything because I mean, like he talked about eggs longer than he talked about getting shot at.
ain't that the truth?
So I mean, come on, man.
Like
He
Jermaine said earlier, he's kind of commercial that way. He had it for 30 seconds. He got as much squeeze out of that orange as he could, and he moved on. He found another orange,
yeah, because
so
there wasn't enough there for him to keep going.
he couldn't milk it.
He couldn't milk it, so he let it go.
Mhm.
Again, back to my earlier. But yeah, but the eggs, he kept milking that because prices are still going
And
up.
groceries.
It would
People
grow. It would,
feeling the pain. People contemplating putting chickens in their backyard. Even me, which I can actually do now, Lord.
little girls don't need $35. They only need 4 or 5 to play with.
And 2 pencils.
Hmm.
2 pencils.
If that.
If
If
that
that.
that is true. That is true. Virgil, thank you for all of the comments, questions, uh, and all of that. We are going to wrap up the show for today. We'll get into LaMonica McIver's indictment next week because she just put in her not guilty plea. But you really want to get into this whole militarization of the National Guard and all of that. Or sorry, the federalization, not militarization. They're already militarized, but federalization of the National Guard against U.S. citizens at that on future talks. But we thank everybody for tuning in. We love doing this show with you guys. So we do like being able to talk to you. But if you're listening to us on Spotify, give us some comments on there as well as we do look at those comments. And if you want to do any ratings and share that on Spotify, we would greatly appreciate that. Again, if you're on our YouTube channel, we thank you for that as well. Just make sure that you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe, whether you're watching the show live or whether you're catching it on any of the replays. Also do that as well as it does help with the algorithm. And we will look to see you guys next week. It will be July the 3rd, I believe. So that'll be right before the other Independence Day. I'm just kidding. Uh, we had the real one, but no, I'm just kidding. So we will have the 4th of July next Friday as scheduled, hopefully, unless Trump makes a declaration about it. Since we have too many days off, maybe he'll take that one back. You never know. But maybe we'll find out in 2 weeks. So anyway, we'd like to thank Lori Parker for joining us. Jermaine the franchise. We didn't even run no commercials today. Hey, that was funny. And we will see you guys again next week. Take care. Peace.
This is ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a